I'm Jaclyn with the Greater Medina Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Matt with Main Street Medina.
And this is Medina Ingenuity.
Join us on our adventures around town as we discover the people, places, and things that are unique to Medina, Ohio.
You never know where we'll turn up next.
If you have an idea for an adventure, drop us a line at medinaingenuity@gmail.com.
Welcome to Medina Ingenuity. Welcome to another episode of Medina Ingenuity. Today, Matt and I have been temporarily hired as decorators at Root Candle. We're here today with Brad Root, and we also have, who will make an appearance soon, Sue, who actually knows what she's doing. So, Matt, what are you working on?
I am pouring wax. In all clarity, we did a little preview test to see if we could actually do this.
Sure.
I was not so successful.
Turns out we can't actually do it, but we're going to try it anyway. Mm-hmm.
So I am pouring wax into a mold that will go onto the Paschal candle. So after it's molded, then it gets decorated, it gets hand painted and gilded, I guess.
Yes.
Brad, how did the company get into making religious candles or Paschal candles?
Yeah.
Well, the religious candles was something that Huber Root, AI's youngest son, got us into in the very end of the 1920s, but more so 1930. So some local priests from Valley City approached him about if we could make candles, and also asked him to test the candles that they were already getting. And so they asked us, because we work with beeswax and Huber was a chemist by background, to get into making religious candles.
Oh, cool. All right.
So that would start with developing devotional lights, altar candles, and then Paschal candles. So
nice.
A Paschal candle is sort of a key product in the Catholic Church, and they use it at Easter time is where they bless it each year, but then it's used at funerals and births.
Okay.
So
very cool.
It's a very important candle to the church.
They're normally quite beautiful when Matt and I don't make them.
Yes, they are beautiful, and we'll show some of them later. So they have different symbols. I'm pouring, we did a test case, so what I'm going to pour is a blue disc that has kind of a sunburst thing in it, and then through the magic of Sue's guidance, it turns out like this. We're going to see if Jaclyn can do this.
Yes.
All right, so first, no offense to Brad, but Sue's the one that taught us how to do this.
There you go.
So here we have a hot plate with different colored wax. The wax is a little bit more tacky than a regular candle would be. So we put that into the little dipper and we pour that into the mold. So to pour it in the center and then go out to the edge. Kind of like making a crepe, but you don't want it to go over.
And you don't want to eat it.
You don't want to eat it. Don't ever eat the candle wax, even though root candles do smell amazing.
Correct.
How many different designs of Paschal candles do you have, Brad? Or is it case by case? A church will call and say, "Hey, we want to do this."
No, each year we have our sort of stock Paschal designs, and so we probably have about 20 or so designs each year that we do.
Okay.
So of each of those designs, there's a number of these little components that they'll make up as they develop the design. So we're normally dropping 2 each year and adding 2 more.
Gotcha.
So, and it's all sort of based on sales. Now, that doesn't say that somebody can't say, "I love this design, but I'd rather see it in red." We'll do that for
Okay.
Okay.
So it's almost like the Granimals of candles. You can pick and choose and make the look that you like, right?
Yeah, it's just more expensive.
Okay. And that's okay.
Do you make these year round? Or is there a season for making the Paschal
Probably
candles?
about 90% of the sales is the 15 weeks leading up to Easter.
Okay.
Oh,
So
nice.
the rest of the year isn't as active, but if a church is sort of running low and wants to replace theirs, they can.
You can.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Is the wax that we're using, and then the candles itself, is it a special blend of wax so that it burns at a certain length of time? Or like by the end of the year, do you want the candle to be gone and the church needs a new one for the following Easter?
Traditionally, a church would consume it within the year,
Okay.
but some smaller churches may not, so they may
Gotcha.
only order every 2 or 3 years. But also larger churches may donate what's left of theirs at the end of the season to a smaller church and then
Oh,
buy
that's
their
nice.
own new one.
Very cool.
That's nice.
All right, so now I'm going to try to do the big cross that I messed up earlier. So again, we got to stir the wax up so the melt's in here. I do it all in one pour.
It wasn't a mess up. It was a learning
No, it
opportunity.
was a mess up. It was, I'm not going to lie, I messed it up.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad you sat down over there and I got the painting part.
Because you're like painting your nails and I'm
Yeah, it's going well.
pouring things. Yeah.
Going well over here. No
How many
pressure.
of these a year do you guys make, Brad, or offer? Like how much of a business, part of the business of Root Candle are the Paschal candles?
Paschal candles, I would say, is probably only about 5% or less,
Okay.
and probably leaning more towards the less.
Yeah.
But it's an important candle. Every Catholic church, Episcopal church, needs to have a Paschal candle. But the bulk of what churches burn are devotional candles that are an intention of their prayer that they have for a person or a loved one,
Yeah.
or somebody that's passed away. Then you also have the altar candles that go on the altar and sanctuary lights that continuously burn in the church. But
That's a lot of different candles.
it is.
Yeah.
My
But
goodness.
they're meant for different purposes. Like the sanctuary light continuously burns on the altar and it's lit each week by the priest.
Okay.
And they don't want it to go out before the priest comes back the following week to light a new one.
True. All right, well, these are setting up. Jaclyn, why don't you tell us what you're doing over there?
So I am actually working on a disc that probably will not end up on a candle because, I mean, I learned with the gold that I was a little too aggressive. So I've got some, you can see my marks in there where
Okay.
the example doesn't have that.
So
But
here's
yep.
Sue's example.
Sue's example is great. Mine is a work in progress. We'll do the
put 'em-
side by side here.
I think you're doing a fine job.
I mean, there's definitely like room for improvement.
Interpretation.
Correct.
Interpretive candles.
Correct.
So this gold that
Uh-huh.
Jaclyn is putting on, is it gold leaf or is it a gold wax? What or a paint?
It's just a gold foil.
So
Gold
it's a
foil,
gold
okay.
foil, which I'm actually going to work. It's just, and this is the example. So it gets very pretty. And then I'm going to start with this blank one here.
I'm glad you're on that side of the table. I don't think I can do that.
So that's already been poured into a rubber mold and then popped out.
I wasn't trusted with that one, and
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, you get the starburst around,
Yay.
starburst around. So
Is the foil flammable as well? Does that burn down with the candle, or does the candle usually not burn that far?
Churches tend to burn it down to the decoration. Some may go a little bit into
okay.
it, but they'll burn the candle down to the decoration.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, and Sue is off camera being shy, but Sue, your technique for this, do you usually just do the edge and then do the middle, or do the middle first? See, this is why I asked.
Yes, we're
Which,
thankful to have our expert.
We are glad to have Sue, who I believe you've been here for how long? Almost 40 years. So, like we joked, we're glad Brad's here, but Sue's the one that knows what's going on. So,
Yeah.
okay. So really, Matt, I just lay the gold foil over the raised portion and gently rub, because that's where I went wrong with my cup before. I got a little aggressive in the rubbing. So
Is the gold sticky, or is it just the tackiness of the wax that kind of pulls the gold off of the paper?
Sue, is the gold sticky or? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
So
magic.
it just adheres to it.
One of Sue's suggestions was she took a rag with a little bit of wax cleaner and sort of rubbed that slightly with it, which makes the surface a little more tacky.
Okay.
Yeah, Brad, that's kind of like putting on training wheels for me, so I was going to keep that part a secret.
Okay.
But yeah, that did happen.
How big of a supplier for the Catholic Church is Root Candles? Like what percentage of churches or the diocese are you providing candles?
We're probably about 40% of the market.
Really?
Another competitor
Which shall remain nameless. Yeah.
is also probably about 40%.
Okay.
And then the rest of the manufacturers are the remaining.
That's a lot.
So Brad, when Matt's over there working with the molds, that's a pretty forgivable process, right? Because he can restart if needed.
You just pop it out and put it right back in the heater and melt it back down.
I'm finding the gold is not as forgiving, but I'm trying my hardest.
And you can't restart.
No,
Okay.
but
So, well, Jaclyn's working on that. This top blue disc is the one that I just poured.
Yep.
I'm gonna try carefully. Like, it takes a while to set up. You know, they're in the mold, and this is only, I don't know, not a quarter of an inch even thick, about an eighth of an inch thick. So this is pretty thin, because then you got to think this is gonna get wrapped around the shape of a candle. So we're gonna pop this top one out. There you go. You can see the little starburst in there and the
that's
different relief.
perfect.
And then this is Sue's example. So, yeah, Jaclyn, good luck getting the gold leaf down in there.
I mean, I want to know, Sue, how long does it usually take you to gold leaf this piece that I'm working on?
That's a little bit more detailed. I'd say about a half an hour.
Thank you, Sue. She said this would take her a half hour, which means for me I get like an hour and a half at least.
Yeah, we'll see you the rest of the day.
At least. But yeah, you do have to be very delicate.
Are there meanings to the different colors, or is it just kind of what looks right?
We develop our designs from artwork that's been prepared by a liturgical designer.
Okay.
So
Oh,
they're the
nice.
ones that sort of think through the colors and what needs to be appealing. Plus, we want to have our designs across our brochure sort of cover
A variety
rather
of.
than them all being sort of blues
Yeah.
or reds, have sort of a spectrum of colors. And as the priest is looking at what Paschal he wants to get, us versus our competitors, he's looking for it also tying in to what he's doing liturgically within the church,
Gotcha.
or the decor of the church.
So there's a lot going on into the decision making.
Spread, Sue's been here 40 years. What I'm doing now, thank you, Sue. She's like, this was what it's supposed to look like, Matt. I was a little aggressive in pouring the wax.
Right.
So we're melting the spatula on the hot plate and kind of skimming off the top. Brad, Sue's been here 40 years. Do you find, like a lot of, this is a good job, and I would imagine kind of a fun job. Do people, can they make a career out of this? Like, is this something someone comes here and is Sue common or uncommon?
They can. So it's normally, if you're here for 5 years, you're here for life.
Really? Okay.
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a positive way, yes.
And for us, a lot of our great employees are people that have that were brought to the company through other employees.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Great referrals. Yeah.
How much of your employee base is local? You get mostly
the
local
vast
residents?
majority,
Nice.
yes. So we have a few employees down in our San Antonio location, and then some salespeople that are throughout the United States, but the bulk of people are here at the Medina facility.
Okay.
Are you currently hiring, Brad?
We are.
Excellent. Where can people find information about open jobs?
I don't know if HR actually has a website listing the different jobs, but they've got the sign out front and applications that people can fill out.
So they just need to pop into the store. Okay, perfect.
Well, actually, in the north office, there's
Oh, okay.
applications there in a box to put in there.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
I think Sue set me up and put the table at an angle so that the wax came out crooked. I'm trying, Sue.
Sue, is it good to keep moving the gold so like you use the whole sheet? Okay, perfect. I noticed you had a nice long sheet. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And so eventually, I poured this out of white, and this is white. Okay, so Jaclyn, you're gonna have some painting to do.
I mean, I'm all for the painting.
So
This gold
here's-
is harder than you think.
I'm afraid of this.
That's
He-
gorgeous.
Here's what hopefully this will turn out to look like when we're all done.
Just flip your mold over. Flip your mold over.
Okay,
Sue wants Matt to flip his mold
turn
over.
like this way.
Flip it upside down. Just flip it over. Yep, and pop out. Pop is good.
Oh, that's sad. That's real sad.
I was following directions.
They left out some crucial
So-
information there. Okay,
So it's more difficult than you think.
It is just
Okay,
like
so
this
I
gold foil is
Broke
not.
the cross. I'm going to purgatory or somewhere.
Oh, let's.
But instead, I
That's a good
created
question.
a starburst. So we can put baby Jesus under it, and this can be
Absolutely.
We're going to repurpose it, Sue. Or it's
Absolutely.
the top of a snowflake.
I want to know if these are supposed to look like pretzels or if I'm just hungry. Sue, do you think these look like soft pretzels?
Yes, they do look like pretzels.
Excellent.
Brought up anytime.
Yes, yes.
Maybe there's a liturgical reason for that.
You never know the history of the soft pretzel.
Right.
I like it.
All right, so I've clearly made a mess out of this. I don't think I'm going to be in a career change anytime soon.
Well, I will say this though, to Sue's point, it's deceptively hard. We walked in and we thought, oh, we got this.
Yeah.
And even just the gold foil part is way harder than we anticipated.
Again, I was joking before, like, nailed it.
So close, so
really.
close.
Awesome.
Yeah. But like we said, we will gladly step away from the table and let Sue and her 40 years of experience actually
Yeah.
make these things that you can sell with confidence, not
Yeah.
the ones Matt and Jaclyn created.
This
So,
is cool, though. Thanks for kind of giving us the inside scoop and vision on. I
Yeah.
think it's also cool to realize how much handwork goes into
Oh
these
my gosh,
candles.
for
this
sure.
isn't mass-produced factory work.
No,
We have employees sitting here hand detailing these works of art.
absolutely.
This allows people in our workforce that have creativity and
Yeah.
like to express that rather than just working at a machine. As you're dealing with the Paschal season, they can work in this area, helping to either make decorations or apply decorations.
Yeah.
But it is something that you have to have an appreciation for and a desire for.
And a patience for.
Yes,
You
exactly.
can't rush this
Tremendous
process. So
Before we go, I'm going to see if I can redeem myself and get the other blue one out. I'm not going to count it. Okay.
Okay.
I don't feel as bad.
but I mean, you should feel bad for breaking the cross,
I do.
probably.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard in this product line to make all your stock, put it on the shelves, and hope it's going to sell.
Yeah.
So we know what are the different sizes of Pascals, so we
Mm-hmm.
make the blanks. And we'll make some initial stock, but what Sue and her department do during that 15 weeks is, as orders come in, it's sort of make to order. So
Wow.
Yeah.
it's sort of, they got to
That's
keep the
the busy
pace, and
season,
they
yeah.
make the decorations in advance.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're gorgeous.
Well, I think I'm going to save myself and save Root Candle and step away. Jaclyn, I don't know if you're going to finish your foil or if you're
I'm not
take
going to
it-
finish my foil because, as Sue said, it's at least a 30-minute process for somebody that's been here for 40 years.
Right.
So
So maybe we'll take a quick look at some finished candles if that's okay.
Yes.
that would
All
be
right,
great.
Very cool. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back and take a look at what this is
Supposed to look like. Perfect.
Sue, thank you very much for your guidance and
Thank you.
your mentorship that we've had.
And for letting us
All right,
interrupt your
we'll
day.
be right back.
From high school sports to community events and beyond, you can find all of your favorite local shows on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Hi, I'm Kristen Gambasini from Craft Table. You can check out my show as well as other local favorites such as Medina Minute, Cooking with Kelly, and Leisure and Literature on Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Check us out right now on Channel 100 or search Armstrong Neighborhood Channel on YouTube for playlists and much more. Spirit, town pride, community. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Okay, here we are over at the wall of finished products, and Matt and I were just commenting how gorgeous they all look.
They really are.
And they really are all unique in their own designs.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Brad, if you'd like to point out some of the past year's designs or some special features on any of them.
These are all pretty much still in active use.
Okay.
You'll notice that we also will make matching altar candles to go with them, so they'll have decorations that go.
Okay.
Sort of a common one for doing in different colors is this one that's in
Okay.
the purple.
Well, and this was the one that got my attention for all the detail. Like, Matt, you
Yeah.
would have had to do a pretty specific mold for that, and then with the gold work on the leaves. So,
Yeah, I would send that to production.
yes,
That's
Sue
cool. No,
did
it's
that.
beautiful. I mean, it has a very textural look to it with leaves and it's really, really pretty. Mm-hmm. What are is this like the design number?
That's a design number.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So
What-
for developing a number of the molds that you saw,
Mm-hmm.
we're working with a local person that can do 3D printing.
Nice.
So once we've seen the liturgical design,
Mm-hmm.
then we work with the 3D printer to sort of decide how he can make the mold.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind that that you've got different colors at different layers and things. What's going to be the primary color? What are going to be things that accent how the bands are going to be?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that.
And then it comes back to the design team, and they can sort of pick around trying to figure out, now how can we still make this a productive product and not be too expensive to make.
Well, and these get shipped all over, right?
They
You
do.
have clients all over. And I would think that the packaging and shipping part of this is also as important as the design work, because
Yes.
I would hate to see something happen to these in transit.
Occasionally you'll have where somebody says it's sort of bent,
Yeah.
and that's what you try to avoid. So it gets packed fairly snugly. And hopefully, because the boxes are so large, they're not sort of drop kicked.
Right.
But if it ends up being at the church, whether it got bent in transit or it gets bent while it's just sort of standing there, we'll replace it if need be.
Yeah, of course.
We just need a little bit of time to get it made.
Yeah, because it's not a quick turnaround.
Sometimes people will get these early, but they don't open them until just before Easter, and it's like,
And they didn't even realize
it's a
something was
little
wrong.
bent.
Yeah. Well, they're
Cool.
stunning.
Yeah. Brad, thank you so much for giving us a little
Our
behind the
pleasure.
scenes look at how the root candles are made, the liturgical candles, or Paschal candles,
Paschal
different.
candles, yep.
And realizing how much handwork actually goes into it.
Yep,
Yeah.
a lot of attention to detail.
Definitely.
Cool.
Thanks, Brad.
Well, again,
Yep.
join us next time on Medina Ingenuity. You never know where you're going to find Jaclyn and myself. If you have an idea for something that you want us to investigate or learn about or try or do, drop us an email at medinaingenuity@gmail.com.